Hey fellow human being, thank you for clicking on my video. So to get started, I'm starting off with some skincare. Holy shit, this is going really fast. And it's the 100% pure face mask. It's the hydrating one. I absolutely love this. It really quenches my skin. It makes it feel super soft before I put makeup on. And then I'm just applying some fake tan. This is the Loving Tan 2-Hour Express, just because I wanted to switch it up and I never tan, so I decided to do that. So once that is on and my mask is off, my skin is left nice and hydrated for makeup. So I did the other eye beforehand, and so I'm just going to get started with the other eye that's not done, obviously. And I'm starting with this Nectar Collector palette by Colourpop. It's part of their spring collection, and I'm just taking that orangey peach shade, and I'm just taking that on a fluffy brush, putting that in my crease and a little bit above my crease. This is going to be my transition shade, and I'm going from inner to outer corner with that. And then I'm taking the shade right next to it. It's a little bit of a darker orange, and on a more precise blending brush, I'm just going to do the exact same thing, pop it in the crease, but keep it a little bit lower than the first color. Then I'm taking the first brush with no additional product on it and just blending out the edges and making sure those two blend together. Now I'm going to begin cutting the crease, or creating that shape where the pink is going to go, and you want to do this a little bit above your natural crease, so that way, well, if you have hooded eyes at least, that way when you're looking straight on, you don't completely cover it up when your eye folds, if that makes any sense. So I recommend using a high coverage concealer for this. I'm using Tarte's Shape Tape, and it's really easy to use and work with. So I'm just taking that on a really skinny concealer brush and just kind of carving out my crease. And then filling it in with that concealer as well to create a nice base for the eyeshadow. And I'm also going to set that with a little bit of Wet n Wild's pressed powder, but you can use any kind of eyeshadow that's flesh colored or a translucent powder. It doesn't really matter. For the pink line in the crease, I didn't own a pink liner, so I'm just mixing these two Urban Decay liquid lipsticks together, and I'm putting that on a really skinny liner brush. This one is from Tarte, I believe, and I'm just tracing where we just created that cut crease line. And on the other eye, I actually put the blue shade down first and tried to leave a little space for the pink liner, but I find this way to be easier because that way I was having to be super precise with the pink, but this way I only had to be precise on one side, and on the bottom side I could just clean it back up with concealer if I messed up. So I found it to be easier that way. And then to fill in the lid, I'm taking the shade Unicorn in the Anastasia Artist palette or something like that. I'll leave it down below. And I'm just taking that on again on a concealer brush that's going to be nice and sharp, so you can kind of get right up against that edge. And then I'm switching brushes over to a fatter one, a shader brush, and I'm just filling in the rest of the lid. I found it to be a little bit patchy. It was hard to get this color to look nice and opaque over the whole lid, but I just kept working with it and it eventually kind of worked out. Then I'm taking this silvery shade called Beverly from the same palette, and on a really small precise brush I am placing that on the inner third of the lid. I did leave that space blank for this color, and then I'm just taking the blue and that shade and going back and forth over kind of like the line where they meet, just so they blend together and it's a nice gradient. And then I'm taking a makeup wipe, and I'm like, this is hard to explain. It's much easier for you guys to just watch what I'm doing. I'm just kind of creating like a negative space for where my wing's gonna go, and I'm starting off with, I know, the same white liner that I just complained about, but it's the only one I have, okay? So I'm just creating a classic winged liner with that white, and I'm angling it a little bit higher than I normally would because I am going to do a double wing with the black liner, and I am making sure to leave some space in between them. And then when it comes to the lid, I'm only taking the black liner a little bit on to the lid just so it makes it look like the white liner is coming out from underneath it. And once you're done with that, the top half of the eyes are pretty much done. So I went ahead and did my face makeup off camera because I wanted to save some time, even though this video turned out to be really short. But yeah, so I'm moving down to the lower lash line, and I'm using those same two colors that I used on my crease. I'm starting with the darker orangish color, and I'm placing that, like, just buffing it from inner corner to outer corner. And then I did not get a clip of this pink shade, but it's just, it doesn't really matter. Any magenta pink shade will work. Brand ain't important. Then I'm blending that pink shade out with the tangerine peachy shade from the Colourpop palette. Then I'm moving on to mascara, and I'm using my favorite mascara as of recently, which is the Tarte Lash Paint Mascara from Tarte. And I'm just coating my lashes with that, and I'm opting out of false lashes for this look because I was lazy as fuck, and I did not want to bother putting any on, and this kind of proves that, you know, looks can, even to myself, I have to prove this to myself, that looks can still look complete and just as good without false lashes. So moving on, I gotta go really fast because I'm behind. I put some nude liner in my waterline, and now I'm just putting like this coral mascara from NYX on the tips of my eyelashes. I don't know why I did this. You could barely even tell, but I thought it would be kind of cute and fun. I don't know. And now I'm moving on to lip liner. This is Nude Suede Shoes, I think. I don't even know. Maybe I just made that up. From NYX. I'll put all the stuff down below. And I'm using a Colourpop liquid lipstick in the shade Knotty. Like, not naughty, but like knot, like a rope. And I'm just putting that all over my lips for a nice nude lip to match with this colorful eye. And then don't forget the final touches, which for me is curling my lashes just to give them some volume and some length. Not volume, just length. And then I'm highlighting with the Balm Mirror Luminizer just on the inner corners and on the brow bone. And then I guess I'm also applying that to the rest of my face. I forgot to do that when I did my makeup, or actually I just wanted to show it on camera because it's always really satisfying for me to watch. So I'm drenching my face in that pretty much. Cheekbones, tip of the nose, and, you know, all the regular places. And then I thought it was a little too much. Like, my face was already looking really dewy from the foundation for some reason, and so I just decided to kind of mattify it in the areas that I wanted to look matte. And yeah, then I decided to spray my face with some dewy finishing spray because that totally makes sense. And this look is now complete. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I sure did. And yeah, let me know what kind of looks you would like to see. I'm so happy to be back filming. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I will see you. Oh, and hi from Troy Boy, my ferret. And yeah, see you guys in my next video. Mwah!